Hi, this is Emily of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Disarming Disability.
Hi, I'm Nicole Kelly, and I'm a speaker and an activist.
And hi, I'm Sarah Tuberty. I'm an occupational therapy student, a flight attendant, and an aerial artist.
We both live with a disability. We both were born with a congenital limb difference and are hosts of a new podcast, Disarming Disability, coming to you on Public House Media.
So come learn, explore, and understand disability so we can deconstruct these social stigmas and really build a more inclusive society.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or at publichousemedia.org. Come hang out with us every Wednesday. Also follow us on Twitter at DisarmDisable, Instagram and Facebook at Disarming Disability, and check out our website at disarmingdisability.com.
Bye!
Hey, Pageant Pals.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jess.
And welcome back to Crown and Dangerous.
Yay!
Yay! I feel like in the other episodes I've been so like, welcome back to Crown and Dangerous, but...
You really mellowed it up today.
Well, that's because we have a very mellow setting right now. I told Jessica we came out here in the darkness into our living room to record. Basically, I was laying in my bed and she was showering, so I texted her, I'm like, are you ready to record?
Should we do this?
And I come out here and I see this candle. I'm like, let's just do a candlelit
Yeah, it's
podcast.
very moody. It's very moody.
I love
it. I'm here in my robe. I have a towel on my head.
I'm about to go work out. It's great.
We make it work.
We do. But speaking of working out, our last episode was with Chelsea and we talked about health and fitness. Ironically, again, I ate a pizza today, which I didn't want to, but I had to.
I ate a half of a pizza. Gonna eat the other half tomorrow.
I ate the full pizza, but that's why
commitment.
I'm gonna go work out now. So it's great. Can't wait
It's all about balance.
Can't wait to run this half marathon in 6 weeks.
Here we go.
So excited.
I want to come to that. I think that'd be fun.
You should come and just like
I'll
sit at the finish line. Oh
my
gosh,
God.
I'm gonna be crawling across that finish line or making someone drag me in a wagon.
That'll be fun. I'm proud of you.
Oh gosh, you can honestly be proud of me after I finish it that weekend.
Okay.
I have early mornings. I'll be in Green Bay the night before.
Yeah.
Waking up at 5 a.m. the next morning to run the half. So
dang, you are so strong.
Oh gosh, can't wait. But anyways, this week's episode we are diving into college life. We're going back to school.
I'm so excited. This is really fun because the school year is ending for most people right now.
So we can influence people for the next year.
Yeah. But I feel like, a lot of people are graduating. They may be moving on to maybe an internship or a career. So we're going to reflect on our college years and maybe give some, tips and advice for college and all the things that come along with it from your social life or dating or, school in general.
I feel old. We're not even a full year out of college and I feel old.
Looking back, feels weird.
Freshman year though, like what?
Yeah.
That was weird. Plus, we were at opposite schools, and then we transferred to each other's schools.
Yeah, we just flip-flopped.
We flipped.
Kind of neat.
Yeah, kind of interesting. But
how was your college career? If you could sum it up.
Well, freshman year, I went to a university that was close to home.
Mm-hmm.
I think, looking back on it, I think I partially did it so I could compete for Miss Wisconsin Rapids.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I totally
wish
did.
I stayed in lacrosse so I could compete for Miss Lacrosse, but I never did.
Miss Lacrosse is the best. But no, Miss Wisconsin Rapids was so great as well. I did that for the year, then I transferred to lacrosse. Didn't even tour the campus, just decided to go there.
That's the same with me for a point.
I said this on the last episode. Freshman, sophomore year, I didn't have a pretty wild college experience. I went to a few parties, but I never really drank because I was under contract and I was so scared of losing my contract and getting that published in the paper, and everyone in my hometown would know Miss Wisconsin Rapids had an underage and that she got kicked out. My parents would disown me. It would have been horrible.
Ooh, nightmare.
Then junior year and senior year I started having some more fun.
Super fun.
But yeah, it was fine. I think I hit my stride more when I was an upperclassman.
For sure. I think that's kind of for everybody too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're
just
totally
your
fish out of
groove.
water.
Oh
Freshman year. Just gross.
I was a mess my freshman year. Oh God. Dorm life is kind of the best and the worst at the same time.
Right.
Do you remember moving into your dorm the first day?
Yes.
How was it?
I was really
like your
lucky
first night at college.
because I had a renovated dorm. So I had air
Oh,
conditioning. I had
no.
brand new wood and carpet and all that stuff. So I got really, really lucky. And I lived with my best friend from high school.
Mhm.
So it was already just a blast. Plus, we both were just not happy at that university. We both transferred to La Crosse together, actually. And we had so much fun, though. Since it was such a small community, our first college, we would rollerblade at 1 a.m. together around campus.
Yeah.
People would be LARPing in the fields.
LARPing.
I took dance at that university, which was really cool, but
yeah.
it was fine. But let's get into some more of the fun.
I know. I want to talk the fun stuff.
The fun stuff. So let's talk about... Yeah, let's go back on that upperclassmen experience. At what point did you know what your career path was?
Oh, yeah.
Did Miss America help solidify that?
I think so. I always knew, even, do you remember like in elementary school and middle school where you'd like take those tests like with your guidance counselor or whatever?
Mine was always like dance instructor and stuff like that.
So we always did stuff like that. Mine was always something creative. So it was like graphic design or interior design or something like that. So then I was like, okay, well, I like creative stuff and I like to write. So I was like, how do I combine those two? But I think as I got older, I've really, I mean, our generation is so big into social media and even the younger generations too. So I was like, okay, this is something that's going to continue to grow. So I was like, how can I use social media to make money? Basically, aside from being an Instagram model. That's my side gig.
Cricket. Sorry.
Totally kidding. But I wanted a career where I could be creative, but I could also use my writing skills and I could also use social media. So a big part of that was basically a career in PR. So I think I found out that I liked this my sophomore year of college when I was at like my really small 2-year campus, just finishing my general credits. And I saw a part-time job on campus to do social media and marketing for the campus. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I got to like work with news outlets and write press releases and use their social media accounts and go to different events. So that was kind of my thing where I was like, okay, I really, really like this and where can I keep doing this? So that's when I decided to transfer then after that and continue on the PR and marketing track.
I feel like that's such a cookie cutter, like...
Oh, it is.
I saw this job posting, so I did it, and it was great.
Well, initially, I think the reason that I was looking for job postings is because I literally had like 10 cents in my bank account, so I had to do something. So I was like, I might as well do something that I like instead of babysitting every single day of my life. I like kids, but I don't like that. Bit. Oh, God.
It was a really weird experience. The guy had
I feel like
guns
you're not
in his house that I found. His girlfriend had to have a chat with me before. It was really weird.
I feel like you wouldn't be the person to be like, I wouldn't say you wouldn't be like a fun nanny, but like I feel like you don't love kids that much.
I love well-behaved kids.
Okay,
it's just, I've had so many experiences with bratty kids.
Yep.
Especially growing up and teaching dance and stuff
like
that. Like, and a lot of the time too, parents don't think it's their kids. They think it's some outside factors. Like, no, it's just your kids. Your kids are just brats because of you. But that's a whole other story. But generally, I do really like kids. I think they're really fun. But my experience was a little bit different.
Yeah, how did you figure out that you wanted to do?
That's the thing. Growing up, I was never a kid that ever knew what I wanted to do when I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some kids are like, I want to be a doctor. Like, my sister wanted to be a doctor for years, and then she found out she couldn't handle the sight of blood. So, quick fix. But, no, I never, growing up, everyone would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I never knew. Never, ever knew.
No.
I was thinking about dance later in high school, but that just didn't really make sense. My dad especially comes from a finance business background, so it didn't really ethically make sense
to do something,
to do that,
performing arts.
So that was kind of never really a thing. But then I went into my freshman year undecided, then declared a major, I want to say my sophomore year of college at La Crosse. Got into the broadcast department there. We had our own student TV station, so that, I guess if you were talking like internships and connections, that one was just something that was actually required, and then you could just take extra credits of it if you wanted to for fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I led a student club called Her Campus, which was really fun. It was a writing-based club. That was great. I danced on a dance team in college. I competed. I had titles all 4 years of college.
Yeah.
I mean, and I worked in college. I worked in retail for 2 years. I want to say sophomore through end of senior year, so a little over 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
That was a real trip, let me tell you.
I love retail.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it was pretty rough, but we also want to talk about balancing a schedule and competing. I think it's very doable. I think that's the thing too with Miss Lacrosse is that's the biggest piece of advice that every Miss Lacrosse will give to the new Miss Lacrosse, just because Fest Week is crazy. You basically miss a week of school or 2 weeks of school because you're doing
like
40
traveling around and stuff, aren't you?
Visits. Yeah. Right. And they say that the title's busier than Miss Wisconsin, but I tell every student, especially, or every contestant, even if you're in college, it is very doable. Yeah. I did it again. I worked part-time. I led a campus org. I had a dance team, which was supposed to get paid for that. Also, just never got paid for that. So I'm still really mad at the GM for that. So
still
thanks.
Salty.
Still salty, whatever. Flew back from Hawaii, a day early to do that stupid game. Not bitter, but it is very doable. Honestly, just be organized and allot your time well. I'm somebody who's a procrastinator too, and I did it. So I think if I can do it, anyone can do it. Just because I love putting things off to the last minute. I would submit things at 11:59 p.m.
Oh my God, that makes me so nervous.
Oh yeah. I would, if something went in late, I'd be like, oh, the Dropbox closed.
And they'll be like, too bad.
Oh no,
they always open. Oh,
it was my final CST. I should not tell this story. Makes me but no, it's really doable. I think it's fine. I think if you're like that stressed, you're being over dramatic about it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's totally manageable. I think, same with me, like my very first title, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but it was manageable, especially because I had an open title. So I kind of could make my own appearances. So I could set my own schedule, but I also was like commuting to school. I had an internship. Like I was doing my first internship with a nonprofit organization. So that was busy. And I don't know, it's just like with any other part of your life, even when, you grow up and you're a parent and you have a full-time job and you're like volunteering or whatever, just managing your time well and knowing where your priorities are. In terms of competing, you did sign a contract, so that should be a priority for you. But of course, I think your education and your family and your friends are also important.
Right.
It's just like any other thing.
Yeah, I agree. I had 2 closed titles and 2 open titles. In my first closed title, I went back every single weekend to Rapids to do appearances. Yep. And the 2 opens, you can kind of make your own schedule. But with Miss Lacrosse, you are kind of locked into appearances, especially since if they're Oktoberfest based. Yeah. You're really locked in. So there's really no getting out of them. Mm-mm. Not that you ever wanted to, because they were super fun. But it's just something that you have to deal with. You signed up for it, so you're gonna do it.
You gotta do it. But yeah, I think
it's not bad.
No, I don't think it's bad at all. And keep a planner.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I did do it while doing my senior capstone project and my minor capstone.
Yep.
And graduation and stuff.
I took a summer class while at Miss Wisconsin.
Yep, I did too.
So I brought my computer to Miss Wisconsin week and got my homework done. I mean, it's doable. It's just something that you have to deal with. And especially if you're a local title holder and you're competing for a state title, you're going to have to multitask all the time and be busy and be doing things constantly. So just kind of prepare for that.
Right. I remember that I had to do stats and I had to do English.
Oh my God.
That summer. It was not fun.
Yeah. What a nightmare.
But how do you think that impacts social life?
Ooh. So
I think it's hard because it's
tricky because your friends don't really understand.
No, and it's funny to me too because I think it's so long to understand and so lengthy that I just get tired of doing it. I'm like, oh, it's just, or when people are like, tell me about Miss America, I'm just like, oh,
you're like, gosh, what do you want to know?
Where do I start?
I know it's such a little inside world that my hometown friends and stuff never really understood.
Right.
They're like, oh, Jess has to go home every weekend to do other things.
I'm lucky in the sense where I still have a few. I would say like a handful of close friends I've had for the past 4 or 5 years. So they get it because they've been with me throughout the whole journey.
Right.
So when I would have to leave my apartment last year with Jess in a dirndl all the time.
Yeah.
She just got so used to it. I'd walk in and she would no longer be phased. But and a lot of those friends of mine have come to Miss Wisconsin every single year.
Yeah.
So which is wild. But I think it's just, again, it's something that you do.
Right. It's a commitment that you make that's important to you. Just like if one of your friends was pursuing you know, a big goal of theirs, you would support them too, obviously.
Right.
But I know there were like, I lost a couple friends, honestly, while I was competing, like hometown friends, just because they're like, why are you doing this? Like, you don't make time for us anymore. But I'm like, okay, well, this is a goal that I have, so I'm going to work toward it.
Right.
And, you know, people who aren't supportive of that, you probably shouldn't have in your life to begin with.
Right. I agree. Support is really important, but I think it's also important to prioritize those people, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've felt bad because I feel like I've missed out on so much because it's like, oh, no, I have an appearance. No, I
Right.
have this. But growing up, I was the same way. I was always like, I have dance.
Right.
So I'm kind of used to it, but as long as if you can't be there for something, just make the effort when you do have time.
Exactly.
I'm somebody too that I get major FOMO, so I would rather be dead tired and go and do something or like do whatever than just be like, oh no, like I'm just not going. You know,
Yeah.
that's me. I always say I'll rest when I'm dead. But
Yeah. No, but yeah, surround yourself with people who are very supportive of you.
And I think too, what's important too is I've never been that person, and I'm not again being like, wow, I'm so grateful for this, but I've never once been like, my name is Madeline. I am the Miss Lacrosse.
Oh
like,
my God.
I am Miss Oktoberfest.
Introduce yourself in class.
Oh, that's the worst.
What's one thing that people don't know about you?
Well, I am a whatever title, how many time title holder.
I think that's so tacky.
Tacky AF. Honestly, and that's the thing. It's always embarrassing too because I've never, said that. And then like when your friends will be like, oh, she's Miss Oktoberfest.
Right.
Like, oh, she's Miss Lacrosse or something like that. It's kind of funny, but
I know.
I remember this year in Oktoberfest when I would meet people from other festivals, like, yeah, Miss like, because they would be Miss something. So
Yeah.
they knew I was Miss Lacrosse. And then someone from my fest family would pop up and be like, yep, she was third runner up at Miss Wisconsin this year.
Oh, they would just hype you up like crazy.
All the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm always just like, oh.
Yeah.
But
I think it's so funny. Like, I really do appreciate my friends that were always so into it. And they'd be like, when's your next local? Like, can we come and watch? And they'd always be like, oh my gosh, we're so proud of you, even if you don't win. And they're like, oh my gosh, you did just such a great job. And I'm like,
people have no idea.
oh, they have no idea.
They have no idea what's behind the sparkly curtain.
Yep. But I appreciate those people.
Do you know who also doesn't know what's behind this sparkly curtain?
Who? Oh no.
Boys!
Boys have no idea what goes on. They're just a bunch of crown chasers, to be honest.
Yeah, Jessica,
I'm just gonna
as
say
she
that.
says, with her new boyfriend.
Okay.
What? Yes, Jessica spent the weekend hanging out with her boyfriend.
Oh, no.
I spent the weekend not doing much, watching the Masters,
Yep.
which was exciting. But I was telling Jess a few months ago, because I'm a Tiger Woods fan, so
Yeah.
it was just the coolest thing seeing him win the Masters. It's been so long, but I was telling Jess this weekend, I said, this one guy that I knew how many months ago, he must really hate Tiger Woods. I do have an elephant memory, by the way.
Okay.
I remember everything. And this guy told me, Tiger will never win the Masters, he will never win another major. It'll never happen. And then it did. And I told Jessica, I said, that's when I should have known.
Yep. You should have eliminated him from
That
your
should
life
have
immediately.
eliminated him right away.
Completely.
Darn.
I think dating in college is weird enough because like you're surrounded by a whole bunch of new people, but also like competing and being a title holder and you have this other entire area of your life that most people have no idea about. That's another weird thing. Like, do you remember like meeting guys in college and then they like would low key find out that like you compete for Miss America?
Yes.
And then like what's their reaction usually?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I'm telling my elephant memory.
Or do you remember anything significant where someone was like, oh, you can be from Miss America? Or like a guy?
Yeah, they would just be, especially in lacrosse, it was hard because I would see so many people being at
and you were so
Oktoberfest
exposed
crowds.
then too.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say that title definitely had the most exposure, but yeah, they would just be like, oh, it's Miss Oktoberfest and stuff like that. But I think too, when you play it off and you're like, oh yeah, it's just
no
a thing
big
that I
deal.
do.
If you make it a big deal, people are gonna be like,
right.
I don't know, it's kind of annoying.
And I think too, it's important to just kind of let it simmer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't make a big deal out of it, I guess. Like I will never forget this. My first title, I met my then boyfriend like while I think I was just about to compete for my local that year. And I just met him and he like I asked him like on one of our first dates, I was like, oh, like how do you feel about like we were just talking about some hot topics and I was like, how do you feel about like pageants? he's like, I think they're the stupidest thing. Like, it's so lame. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm like competing for a local next weekend, like whatever. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
so
yeah,
funny.
I don't know. Like, some people have really weird reactions, but I think over time, like, that guy was very supportive.
Right. I don't think any guy has said it to my face that he doesn't support it.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if I would be a good person to say that to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they would, if they knew I would come for them or not.
Right. Exactly.
But I don't know.
Dating in
I
pageants.
avoid boys, honestly.
Yeah.
Whereas Jessica's sitting here, my last boyfriend, my current boyfriend,
Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
I watched the Masters this weekend alone.
I admit this is like, maybe it's a flaw. I don't know, but I'm a
Oh
serial.
my gosh. Maybe it's a flaw that I have boyfriends.
No,
I'm
seriously.
sorry, I'm really
No,
like
that
you
I'm
guys.
like that I'm like a serial monogamist. Like, I only am in relationships. I don't give myself
You
a lot
weren't
of time.
in relationship for a few months. You were dating.
A few months. Yeah, that was the first time I actually dated.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Otherwise, like, I was in one relationship, I wouldn't talk to anybody in between. Then I'd like meet one person and like be in another relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a weird life.
I don't
know.
I don't know.
I don't know, Madeline. How do you feel about this?
Ew. Having a boyfriend to me just sounds so, like, I don't know. Like, it just sounds unappetizing to me in a way.
Not fun.
No,
I feel like
it's
though,
scary.
I feel like though, like, if you meet someone who just makes you so excited, then it would be easy.
I internally cringed.
I know you.
I know. That's
But
a funny
you've
thing.
said that before though, that like you meet people, but you're not really excited about
Right.
really any
Well,
of
it's
them.
funny too because I think I come off very, I don't know why I think of Hades from Hercules, like very cold, but I was like, everyone, or like Zoe will always be like, oh, it's just gonna hit you someday, and like you're just gonna be this totally different person.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And you're like, no.
no longer sarcastic, no longer cold-hearted.
But that wouldn't be Madeline.
I'm basically a serpent. Thank you.
A serpent?
I am.
No.
No, I don't know. It just sounds scary to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, like, when you're ready for it, you'll be ready for it.
Well, it's
you
just
know?
like people are like, "Are you going on dates?" But I feel like all the people I go on dates with, I end up
Just not impressed.
No,
Yeah.
and it's not even like they're not great people or anything. I'm just very like, what's the point of wasting my time, wasting someone else's time, wasting their money to take me out to dinner
I think
when I'm
that's
probably
fine.
not going to like them anyways?
Well, yeah. You know, if you feel like on the first date that you just like are not into them, then
See,
why
and
pursue
I think you can really tell very early if
Oh
you
yeah,
want
if
to
you're gonna
hang
work
out with them or not.
Oh, for sure.
And
I
then-
want to hear. Speaking of like,
Oh no.
speaking of dates, I want to hear like best date you've ever been on, or one of the best, or someone you really hit it off with, and then like a terrible date.
Well, I feel like best dates I can't comment that much on because I am like single. So
You're very picky.
yeah,
I think that's a good thing.
Right,
Honestly,
I
I
am-
wish I was pickier.
I am
Maybe it
picky.
gets me in trouble.
Like, best dates. Honestly, I don't think it's happened yet. That's what
Okay.
I'm going to say.
Aw.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean-
excited for you to have like.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
excited for you to like go on a date and then come back here and be like, like it was so much fun. It was really fun.
I feel like
Cool.
that day is just not coming. I can't wait to
I
like.
want it to.
Part of me is like, I'll look back on this episode someday and laugh, and then part of me is like, in 10 years I'll still be single and be like. But no, and then worst date stories. That's the thing, though. I think that I can kind of finesse in the way that if I feel like they're uncomfortable or they feel really awkward or shy, I feel like I overcompensate to make them feel really comfortable. So
yeah.
I feel like I almost manipulate them to think that it's going really well.
Oh yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, get me out of here.
I've done that to strangers before. Like I'll just strike up conversation with a stranger or something, and then they think that like I'm interested in them, and I'm like, no, actually, I'm just being a nice person.
Right. And I've like, for worst dates, I mean, I've done typical like dinner.
Yeah.
That's mostly what it is food based. The worst, one of the bad date stories, one time I hung out at this guy's house and
Oh no.
he was just really annoying. And he ended up falling asleep. So I got up and left. Just didn't say anything, just got up and left.
Did you ever talk to him again?
We had mutual friends,
Okay.
but
Similar.
I just
circle.
played it off. I was like, oh, I just was really tired and needed
Yeah.
to go home. But no, I needed to get out
Clearly,
of there.
he was very tired too.
One time I went to a movie with a guy, and this was like 16 or 17. He put his arm around me at the movie, and I put it back.
That's such a Maddie move.
I moved it back. I was like, mm-mm.
I love that. I actually really like that. That's
Right.
a strong woman.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Again,
That's funny. I really admire you for that.
I love that. And
I
that's
really do.
That's the thing too, though. I think I also want what I can't have. I think that's probably what part of my problem is too.
Okay.
I feel like when people, do you think if a guy is too nice to you, are you turned off a little bit?
Yeah,
I think so too.
A
And
little
how
bit.
messed up is that?
I know. I think it's so weird though, but I'm like, you can't be that nice all the time. Like, I want to have like an actual conversation where we can maybe have an argument.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
And I think it's important too, because I think that so many people will just tell you what you want to hear in hopes of pursuing something with you, getting further with you, whatever.
Right. I kind of see through that
But
crap.
I love people who argue with me. I love it. People who push me, who motivate me, who
Right.
don't always tell me I'm right,
Mhm.
because I respect their opinion because they have a different one than I do.
Sure.
But then when they genuinely compliment me, I really take it to heart,
Yeah.
and that means a lot to me. Whereas if a guy is just nice all the time and never tries to argue with you, I don't.
Right.
I'm always like, oh, he's BSing me, and I don't like it.
Right. You can kind of see through that.
Exactly.
Which is a good thing, I think, because I think that like totally weeds out all the people that are just like not right for you.
Which is ironic though, because I just talked about that master story with that guy, and he didn't agree with me. But I feel like I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't think we can disagree on Tiger Woods though.
We can't. There's no
No,
compromise.
that's my deal breaker. No.
No.
But no, otherwise, oh crap, I had something to bring up, and it was really interesting, but I don't think I can remember.
Okay.
Or what about you? Best worst date stories? Oh,
Ooh.
also, like
Yeah.
top things that a guy must have in order.
Ooh,
for you
best
to date
qualities?
him. I mean, you're dating someone, so I guess you can just list off qualities that your boyfriend is, but
Okay, I'll start with best date. Well, actually, I don't know if it was the best date, but it was like a really cool date that I went on. This guy, his family owned an airplane, and he took me up in the airplane. And,
you
like,
let
we flew
him
around.
drive you?
No,
fly you in
his dad, his dad like flew us up there. So I was like in the airplane in the front seat.
Wow, I
In,
bet
like, a
your
little
boyfriend
plane.
feels really bad about this story now. Huh?
Yeah, well, he's like $100,000 in debt right now, so he won't have a plane anytime soon.
T! Oh my gosh,
But he
Jessica!
will one day. He will one day.
Does he listen to this?
He will one day. I don't know.
Okay, that is the most savage Jessica
so
has
funny.
ever been on this podcast. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out.
No, so anyway, this date, so we were up in this airplane for a while, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then we just like went to dinner after. It was really fun. It was really fun.
Nice.
But let's see,
I'd be
worst
scared.
date? I don't know if I told my voodoo gypsy story on here, but that was a very weird date. It was great, like super nice guy or whatever, but this lady came up to us and was like telling us that we were soulmates, and she told me that she was a palm reader. And I'm like all about that stuff.
And
But
now
she was-
Jessica's dating someone else.
and now I'm dating someone else. But that was very interesting. Not necessarily a terrible date. I don't know if I've had any terrible dates. I mean, it's always just like meh, not feeling it.
Right, yeah. But I think do you think guys usually think that it's going really well?
I think so, because I think.
But is that also my fault for manipulating them to make them feel comfortable to think that it's going really well?
Ooh.
Because I feel like I'm just trying to be nice,
Oh yeah.
and I don't think they're bad. I'm just not
No.
into it.
I mean, I feel like it's easier for girls though to just be like accommodating, in general.
Oh, that's so right. Oh
You
my
know?
gosh.
It's really annoying, but I think it's true. Like even if a guy is just totally lame on a date, like you will make up for it. And I've done the same thing.
Mhm.
Like I've been on dates before with like guys that just don't know how to have a conversation. So
Right.
I'm starting conversation because of it, and I'm like laughing and trying to be fun. And I'm like, you need to give more than
I'm
you
trying to
need
be
give
fun
equally.
right now, but in real life, I'm not.
I'm not, okay?
Goes home, takes a nap. Whew, that was exhausting.
I know, seriously.
Job interview.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, honestly, a lot of the time.
Top qualities in a guy.
Top qualities. Funny. Has to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one, I feel like. I don't care what you look like if you're funny. What else? Driven.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's going after something. I think that's a really admirable quality. My current boyfriend is a med student. That's why he's in a lot of debt. I'm not dragging him, but he will be making money one day. Let's see. Funny, driven. like people who are family oriented too. That's such a typical quality, but like I feel like you can tell if someone's generally like, I love spending time with my family, like someone who gets along with their siblings or their parents. I feel like will also get along with your family too, and that's important to me because my family is like I wish I could see my family every single day.
Can't relate. Just kidding. Sorry, Meg. I know you're listening.
Those I think are my top 3. What are yours?
Was that 3? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have
Funny
a top
driven
3.
family
I would say I have like a top 10.
Okay, well, yeah, if I could add on, I would, but...
Right. I would say has to challenge me.
Yep.
And can't just tell me what I want to hear all the time.
Yep.
Has to, again, not be a bum. So has to be driven.
Do something.
I like how you're like driven, funny, and I'm like, can't be a bum.
No, I'll be real with that too, because I've experienced that.
Dating bums.
Someone who rides on your coattails.
Get nightmare.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I don't like that.
Yes, I need someone who can push me.
Someone who's confident and someone who's genuine. I think it's so, because I really appreciate honest feedback.
Yes.
Like I will see so many times a guy will disagree with you on things, or he'll just tell you something because he doesn't want you to get mad. But I would rather have him be honest with me and me get a little bit mad, just because I know
because then you'll know it's the truth.
Right, and then that'll continue. I would say probably being financially stable is important to me.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh my gosh, that's important to me. But yeah, sense of humor, sarcastic, of course. Somebody who's not. He can be sensitive, but not super sensitive, because I feel like I'm really sarcastic. And
like he can't get hurt by that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone who can dish it back at you too.
Right. Exactly. And my sarcasm is 100% out of fun. It's never just to be mean.
I know.
But I would say those are my top. Also, preferably taller than me.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. You know what a pet peeve of mine is?
What's that?
It's when short girls will steal all the really tall guys.
That's not fair.
Screw you girls who are 5'3" and under, dating 6+.
I know.
That's annoying.
But I need someone tall too, because what if I want my daughter to be a ballerina? I would like her to be tall.
What if I want to wear heels on a night out?
Exactly. That's the thing. I personally do not look good in flats. So I will, and I don't like low heels either. So I will walk into a store and buy the highest heel. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I'm wearing the highest heel. So I need that. On my wedding day, I want to wear heels, which people think is crazy. But I feel like I've done it with Miss America and Rockette and all that crap, you know? Yep. But otherwise,
So those are the criteria. If anybody single is listening, let us know.
I feel
we'll set you up on a date with Madeline.
I think we have like 3 guys who listen. One is Baxter.
Who
runs our podcast. Then we have like maybe 1 or 2 other guys, and I think they're from my office.
Yeah. I have a couple guys who listen to that I know, just like friends.
Right, exactly. So I feel like it's slim pickings for me out there
but
right now.
We do have a lot of ladies listening, so if you have like a guy friend, send them our way.
All right, we'll do applications. We'll do a screening process.
So basically, Madeline is the new bachelorette, C&D bachelorette.
After we sit here and I'm like, I never like any guy. I don't want to go on any dates.
You're gonna meet your soulmate because of this.
Boys
podcast.
are trouble.
Wow, what a dream.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should go on a boy fast. That could be fun.
I feel like you've been on a boy fast for a little while.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think you need to get back out there.
I don't know though. I'm not a big app person.
The apps are annoying as hell.
Are you kidding me?
That.
You were such a swiper for the past few months.
Oh my god, I was such a swiper.
Jessica was going on a different date every single night. And
there was one time where I had like 4 dates in 1 week. Or no, there was a night where I had 2 dates in one night.
100%.
That was exhausting though. I'm glad I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I remember I would be in the gym, and I remember Baxter would FaceTime me and be like, "Oh, where's Jess?" Like, "Oh, she's on another date." He was like, "Oh, okay."
But the thing is though, like, I was in like a 3-year relationship before we moved here, and that was my first time being single in so long, especially like since getting out of college, since starting my career. And so I'm like, well, screw it, let's go on all the dates, which was really fun. I think I needed that.
Yeah, no,
but now I'm calmed down.
Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, I just don't want to do an app thing. I don't have anything against them. I just personally feel weird.
It's annoying, honestly.
I don't like it. I'm not trying to just hook up with someone. It's never. And I do not care if other people do it, but it's not my scene personally.
Yep.
So
need something meaningful.
Yeah.
That was so cheesy.
Oh, let's watch a Disney movie now. But yeah, so I don't know. That was a nice little group therapy going that we just did about But feel free to write into us if you have any best or worst date stories
we love
or
hearing these.
any questions you need advice on.
Yep. This was fun. I like talking about college, young adult life.
It is. It's a lot
Dating.
of fun. It's a fun time
Super
in
fun
life,
time.
but I also
It's a very weird time though.
It is. I'd say right now is way weirder.
Right now is weird. I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 5 years.
No. I thank Baxter. I know you're listening. Thank God for him. Yesterday we were FaceTiming and I was just like, I feel lost and upset. And he's like, it's okay, Maddie.
Yeah.
Just that listen to me. He was the best. So shout out Baxter.
Appreciate you.
You rock.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're listening and you feel the same way, you can wander through life with us and with this podcast. Again, feel free to write in if you have any stories for us, any questions you want answered, advice.
Advice
for us,
advice,
maybe.
help.
If they're like, here's your deal. No.
This is a cry for help.
This is an SOS. We are declaring this an emergency Amber Alert.
Oh my God.
No,
oh my God.
On that note,
let's wrap up.
Do the outro, Jessica.
All right. So thank you for listening. Be sure to follow Public House Media and Crowned and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you're listening. Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Comment on our posts, email us, slide into our DMs. We love to hear from you. Seriously, message us with anything. That's so much fun.
Right. All applications for men can be sent to MadelineCome@outlook.com. No, I'm just kidding. They probably think I'm so confusing. I'm flip-flopping.
No, I think it's really funny. Actually, if you have any men, send us their Instagram handle so we can creep them first and screen them before we pursue this.
Jessica's my life coach, so she'll screen them first and then be like, here you go.
Here
Jessica
you go.
runs
Here's
my
your
life.
dates this week. I will be your assistant.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I like that.
But we'll be back in 2 weeks on May 2nd for a brand new episode. This has been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown. Keep it real. Go on lots of dates. And if you don't know what to say, world peace.
Bye.